Hey Nick, thanks for tuning in. It's another episode of A Tale of Two Countries. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the program that I'm working with, Americorps VISTA. It's pretty much the domestic counterpart to the Peace Corps program, and it deals with a lot of the same issues. It was in fact created right about the same time. It was created in 1965 by JFK's successor as Volunteers in Service to America, or VISTA. And in the 90s it was collapsed into a umbrella organization known as the Corporation for National Community Service, along with FEMA Corps, Senior Corps, and a number of other different things. And it deals with, for the most part, a wide variety of the same subjects that you guys have to deal with. It deals with poverty, economic development in rural communities, community outreach, educational attainment, and a variety of other things. But it does go about it in a different manner. The Americorps program, specifically VISTA, do a ton of different things in all the different states and all the different territories, serving in New York City or LA, to Guam or Puerto Rico, ranging the gamut of all the different things you can in the American community. So, what they do, in essence, depends on where you are and what organization you're working with. For a lot of people, we are basically glorified interns, paid for on the government's dime, providing college-educated individuals to poorly funded or small nonprofit groups, not only gaining experience for ourselves, but also providing services to the community. The big things that Americorps Vistas are known for are our volunteer services, providing grant writing, recruiting and managing volunteers, data analysis and stuff like that. But it pretty much runs the gamut of everything, with the exception of direct service to people. So if I was, for example, to work with a small, low-income child care organization, I could do data organization, I could do programming, I could do all these different things, but I could not help work with the children. I could not provide the direct service, which is the primary limitation for the Americorps program. But overall, the blanket is pretty broad, and we work for about a year with those select nonprofits or interfaith groups or local governments or universities, and then we can choose to renew our contract or we can choose to go on our way. So it's a shorter contract in a more familiar area to most volunteers than, for example, the drastic change of the Peace Corps. 2 years dedication, integrating yourself into a foreign environment and being required to learn a second language. So it is in many ways an easier commitment for a lot of people, but it does have its distinct challenges as well. Particularly the fact of the matter is that you have a pretty limited scope in terms of financial capabilities. You are limited to, in most places, it's about $12,000 a year on a government stipend, because that is the poverty level for the individuals in the United States. And the idea behind that is that you are to really to come to understand the situation that people who are in poverty live with. You're supposed to, during this period of time this year, you're supposed to come to a greater understanding about living life in poverty. And there are some critiques that can be said of that, but for the most part, it seems incredibly successful. Personally, I feel that it is a really wonderful program because you do get college-educated individuals who are providing this direct service they might not otherwise, or this service to really lovely organizations for the most part who are pretty in desperate need for skilled help but have a small budget, which is pretty true of most nonprofits. And so I get experience, they get good work, the government pays for it on a pretty small budgetary sum, and it seems pretty much like a win-win for everybody. So, personally, I really love it so far, and it's allowed me an opportunity to come to Montana, which I am deeply enjoying. And there'll be some more videos about that and some things that are unique to the organization that I'm working with, the HRDC, in the future. That'll be my next upload. I hope the Gambia is treating you well, Nick. Have a great day.